All right, let's start cranking through it. So, question number 1. So let me know as we go. Hopefully we'll have time to hit them all. Number 1. So we're supposed to graph using the intercept method. So by the way, how's this practice exam thing working? I've never done this before, where I give them in class.
It's good.
Why are you shaking your head, Mel?
Because I got such a pen.
Does it just surprise you? You feel like, I just got all this stuff.
It didn't surprise me.
Didn't surprise you. Oh, so you knew you were one.
I knew I was messed up when
I knew I was messed up. All right.
That's okay, tomorrow I won't be.
Right.
It works good.
Does it work good?
Because, because it's usually steps we miss.
Yeah.
That's why we get it wrong. So going over it after missing it, we know where we went wrong.
Yeah, right.
And also
Good.
focus you on exactly what you need to practice for the test.
Yeah.
Forget all the other stuff that you know.
Yeah.
Focus on what you don't know.
Gotcha. Focuses you. Yeah.
Focus
Good.
your studying. So
Yeah.
you don't waste an hour on something that.
Yeah. I'm good with all this. Here's what I got to do. Yeah. Good. All right. Glad to hear it. All right. So y plus 7 equals 0. So what are we supposed to do when we graph always? Y alone. Did you forget that one? Okay. So y alone. So what does it take to get y alone? Minus 7. So y equals minus 7. Then as soon as you got that, you know which one it is, right? It's the one that hits the y-axis at minus 7, which is what is A, isn't it? Here it is hitting the y-axis at minus 7. Right, because this is the y-axis. This is the x. Good. Out of the gate. So always get y alone on every graphing problem. All right, let's keep going. Okay, number 2, what are we doing? Oh, find the slope. Yeah. What's the slope of a line like that that goes straight up and down?
Undefined.
Yeah, good. You just have that in your 3x5 card, right? Slope undefined for a vertical line, because it's like infinity, right? It's like too big to give it a number. Just straight up and down. Yeah, so just have that on your 3x5 card. What if they give you, I don't even know which one's on the test, but what if on the test they give you like a flat line? What would that slope be? 0, right? Flat line is slope 0, straight up and down, slope undefined, right? Have those on your 3x5 card for tomorrow. All right. So then we have that diagonal line thing. Want me to find the slope? It was up the top of the screen. I rolled over it now, so it's find the slope. So how do we do? That's kind of weird. I don't know if we've done one exactly like that. Maybe it's a good one to spend some time on. How do you take a picture like that and find the slope?
y2 minus y1.
Oh, you could do that whole formula thing. You could.
Can't you just go up?
Uh-huh.
You can go up, count how many up and then count how many over?
I think that's the quickest way. Both ways are good. Both ways will work. Yeah, because remember, slope is rise over run, right? So the easiest way, I think, is what Joel's saying, is pick 2 points that are easy and clear to see. What's that? That'd be like this one and this one. You can tell those. They're right on dots. No, I think they are. Right. Yeah. Don't pick something that's kind of between two that you can't tell exactly where it's at, and just go from one of those dots to the other of those dots. What's the up and the over? What's the rise and the run? How far does it go up? 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 over. Up 3 over 3. And what's 3 divided by 3? 1. Does that make sense? So just pick 2 dots, because slope is always rise, run, rise, run, rise, run, isn't it? That's steepness, slope.
The other way would be to find the points and then.
Yeah, do the whole coordinates thing. Yeah, that's what Alina was saying. That would work too. Yeah, I won't show that. That'd be a little bit more work. I think it's easy just to go rise, run, rise, run. Just pick 2 dots and go rise, run. So always remember, have you on your 3x5 card, slope is rise over run. All right, number 4. Now, same thing, all at the top, it doesn't say it here, but it's slope, because up at the top it said find the slope, and then it didn't have anything else. So all these questions are slope. Did you know that first off? Maybe that was confusing. You're probably looking at it and go, what do you want me to do here? The instructions are up above. If you look up at the top of the page, it says find the slope for all these. So how do we take, we just did a picture, now we have an equation. How do we take an equation and find the slope?
I get y alone.
Got to get y. We're just into that here, aren't we? We're just like graphing, sloping, all of them get y alone. It's always get y alone. So, all right, it's 2x minus 5y is what, negative 20? So get y alone. What's the first step to get y alone?
Subtract 2x
Subtract 2x from
from both sides.
both sides. Zippo. Yeah, don't forget the negative. Good job. Keep the negative on the 5. They're easy to drop negative signs, huh? You probably noticed that. Keep them negatives. Make them big. Sometimes you make them big. That'll help. All right. What do we do now to get to y alone?
Divide by all three.
Yeah, and the identical twin, huh? Same sign, same everything. Negative 5, all 3. Exactly right. So those cancel out, and we get y equals, now, 2 negatives? Positive. It cancels out. And then 2 negatives? Positive. 5 goes into 20 4 times. All right, now what they want? Slope. Where's the slope? It's right there. There's the slope. Right next to the x. So 2/5. It's been 4 A's in a row, right? A. That's right. It's like a clicker question. Oh, did we do that one on clicker before? Oh, that was an actual clicker. That was one of the clickers.
I'm gonna do wrong here, still had a negative. I had the right
Just
answer.
didn't
I
do the
didn't
negative, huh?
convert it.
2 negatives make positive, yeah. We good? Okay, so they give us y, okay, then we have minus 4x plus 1, okay. All right, so if we want to graph, they're asking us to graph that thing. Where do we start? Start at the 1. And is that up and down or right and left? It's always up, down, right? The first point is always up or down, so that's up 1, right there at positive 1. It's our first dot, right? And then from there, where do we go to get the second dot?
Go down 4,
Uh-huh.
over 1.
Yeah, because this is over 1, right? You all good with that? You always put the slope number, whatever's in front of x, over 1. That's rise over run. It's exactly right. Rise over run. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go down 4. That's a little bit hard to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Over 1. Boom, right there. I think I got it. Down 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, over. Well, no, I think I went over a little too far, maybe. I can't tell. Those are getting small for my old eyes. All right. Right there. All right. So there we go. Down 4 over 1. And connect the dots. Oh, is it going to be a solid line or dotted? Yeah, so never mind. This should be dotted. I messed up, but we'll pretend it's dotted. So it should be a dotted line. Okay. Now, we got to decide the shading. This is above it, right? Based on the slant. This is below it, right? So this side is above the line based on the slant. This side is below the line, right? Which side are we going to shade? What does it tell us to do? What does that say? What side of the symbol is the y on? The narrow, the less. So y is less. Where's the lesser stuff? Above or below? Below. So we're going to shade that side, huh? So which one is that? B. Like that. Is that good? I should have that line dotted. That's should be dotted, but otherwise it's all right. They're all dotted, yeah. Honestly, that's not even going to be tested. Right, yeah, that's not even going to be tested. They're all going to be the right dotting or solid, honestly. There's too many things to test. Yeah, so don't worry about solid line, dotted line. Just get the shading right, you're good. And notice on the graphing ones, there's never an E. Did you notice that? All the graphing, there won't be an E, because I don't want you to get thrown off by thinking that I'm trying to trick you with some, oh no, that point's barely off. It must be a negative above, he's tricking you. So I don't want any confusion with that. So it's one of the 4 graphs for sure. With the graphs, it's there. It's one of those 4. So it's B.
So if you pick E on this one, you're way off.
You're not looking close at the questions. Yes, there is no E here. Okay. So what do you think about that one? We've got y and we've got -1. So what does that mean when?
You said it a minute ago, where is y? It's going to be,
Yeah. Is the y alone? It is. So we don't need to move anything around. It's already alone. We can just go straight to the graph. Whereas that other one we had a minute ago, what was it, y plus 7 or something? Equals 0. The y wasn't alone. So we had to first subtract 7 from both sides, or whatever it was, add 7 to both sides, I can't remember now, and get y alone, right? But this one, y is already alone, just straight to the graph, no mess around. Just like the last one, right? Very last problem, y was already alone, huh? So I didn't have to mess with the equation, went straight to the graph. So y is alone, so I'm going to put a line through the y-axis at -1, huh? And it's right here. Whoops, my line's a little shaky. Like that, a line through the y-axis at -1. Now what side's the shading on? What does this say? What side of the symbol is the y on? Less. Y is less. Lesser stuff is below. So which answer is it? C. Good? That one easy? All right. That's the one we started our quiz with today. Right on the clicker, wrong on the practice exam? Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it, I was like,
Okay, so here's the wall. Y Sam won't be alone. So what do we do first? Get rid of the x. Subtract the x. Like that. That's minus x minus 2. Good like that? Yeah. To get that y alone, to finish getting that y alone, I divide. Yeah, and so when we divide through by that -1, what has to happen? The symbol flips. When you divide by a negative, the symbol flips. That's the trick. That's going to trade which way the shading goes. Huh? That's going to matter. So the two negatives make positive, right? Two negatives, positive y. That's why we did it. Two negatives, positive x. Two negatives, positive 2. Is that okay? All those negatives are gone. They all vanish. Because they're all two negatives. Two negatives, two negatives, two negatives. Positive, positive, positive. Okay, let's go to the graph. And where do we start? Start at the 2. So that's up 2. Right in the middle, right there at 2. Okay, then where do we go from there? Yeah, 1 over 1, huh? That's rise, and that's run. So that means you go up 1, over 1, right there. There's my 2 dots. Draw your line, connecting those. Solid line or dotted? It's dotted, right? Because there's no solid bar. Of course, they're all dotted. Anyway, so there's dotted now. It's time. Everybody good with that graphic, right? I started it up 2, and then I went up 1, over 1 from there. Up 1, over 1 from there. Okay, now which side are we going to shade? What does it say? Y is, always look at the last line where you got y alone. Y is? We just keep getting y less, don't we? I don't think we had any y greater. Y less, where's the left? Here's above the line based on the slant, right? Here's below the line based on the slant. So below the line, it's that side, huh? And that is what? This one, huh? Yeah. That's right. We good? Never miss that question again, huh? Or anything like it? That's the hope. Do this enough time. Okay. X plus 5y greater than or equal to 6. So you know the deal. Want a graph? We've got to get y alone. So what's the first step to get y alone? Subtract the x. So that's gone. So 5y negative x plus 6. Good. Yeah. Now to finish getting y alone, divide through by 5. Oh, this is a tricky one. Yeah. Okay. Good so far. We okay? Now, we've talked about this a couple times. I know we've talked about a lot of stuff 4 hours every day. So let me remind you of this particular thing. Remember that we want a fraction here, but we don't want a fraction in the back. Remember how that works? right? You like a fraction next to the x, because that's where we need our two numbers for rise and run slope, but we do not want a fraction at the back. So divide them on your calculator. 1.2, yeah, so take 6 divided by 5, which equals 1.2. And whereas the front, just leave it a fraction, the back becomes 1.2. Does that make sense? Still going to be tricky. There's something tricky on the graph still. But so far, so good. So again, we want a fraction next to the x, because we want the rise and the run numbers for slope, but we don't want a fraction at the back. We just need one starting spot, huh? We don't want two numbers. So just divide them on your calculator, make it into a decimal, 1.2. Now, let's graph this thing. Where do we start? Whoa, should I have turned the symbol?
No.
Right, because I divided by positive 5, not negative 5, so don't turn the symbol. Right, good. So we start at 1.2. Now, how are you going to do 1.2? Well, just eyeball it the best you can, just a little more than 1. You know, it's just multiple choice anyway. So a little bit more than 1, so I'll just go, I don't know if I can do it. There we go. Well, slightly above 1 there. Yeah, it's not bad. Just above 1. 1.2. Just above 1. Okay, that's where we start. And then where do we go from there?
Drop one.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's no number in the top here. What number is always invisibly hanging out? Yeah, the 1. So put your 1 in there. It's there, right? -1. So that's my rise. And this one's my run. So rise -1. Right? So from that starting dot, which is up at 1.2, right? Like $1.20, we're going to drop $1. We're going to drop by 1. So where are we going to be? Just almost 0, right? Drop down 1. Oops, do it. Drop down 1. And then over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there, huh? Does that make sense? And then we connect the dots. Oh, should that have been... Oh, no, solid. Yeah, it is solid, huh? Yeah, solid line. Does everybody see what I did there? So I started it up 1.2. I went down 1 over 5, like that. And now, which side is the shading on? This is based on the slant. This is above the line. This is below the line. Which side, what does this tell us? Look at the y at the end. Here's our greater one finally. Yeah, greater equals a solid line. Yeah, greater. Y is on the y side greater, so greater's above. So above, and we keep the solid line because we want the equals. And it's A again, huh? There it is. Is that good? Seem a little better? All right, so everybody okay with that? That's a trick one, right? To that back, you don't want fractions at the back. Just divide them on your calculator. There. Okay. So number 9, identify the x and y intercepts. So here's that line. Here's the x grid and the y grid. Is there any places that line hits either of those grids? It's just right there, huh? That's the only place it runs in. Is that an x-intercept or a y? Is it hitting the x grid or the y? It's hitting the y grid at down 3, isn't it? It's hitting the y grid at down 3. And there's no x. It never touches the x-axis, does it? Everybody see that? So, no x and the y. This point is actually, what is this point? Over 0, down 3, this dot right here. Right? Everybody with me on that? That dot is over 0, down 3. So our answer is D, huh? No x-intercept and over 0, down 3 is the y-intercept. Good? Number 10. How about the intercept? Same thing. Intercepts for number 10 are right. What's that? 3 over 4? 4. Over 4 up 0. And then this one is over 0 down 2. And so that's what? B? There we go. Just identifying those points. All right. Let's keep moving. All right, so number 11. Determine whether the graphs of the line with the given equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. All right. How do we do that? How do we determine parallel, perpendicular, or neither?
We have to get y by itself until we get the same slope.
Yeah, it's always about getting y alone, isn't it? Pretty much all the time on this test about getting y alone. So let's do that. So I'll take first equation over here. 6x plus 2y is 8. And here's the wall. Y is saying what he's always saying, won't be alone. So these ones are a lot of work, huh?
Yeah.
So subtract 6, because you got to do it twice. So subtract 6x from both sides, and you get 2y is minus 6x plus 8, and then divide through by 2. And y equals up minus 3x plus 4. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go over now and let's do the other one. Let's take this equation, do it right here. 18x plus 6y is 27. And same thing, x is saying I won't be alone. So, no, y is saying I won't be alone. And good listener there. Minus 18x from both sides. And these are gone. And 6y equals minus 18x plus 27. Good so far. Y's getting to be alone. And then we divide by 6 on through. And y equals, what's that, minus 3x. Now, what's out here? You can reduce that. I don't really even care. Who cares? Because all I need is the what? Slope. This problem is all about slope, right? And so what's the slope of this one? Right there. The slope is the minus 3. And what's the slope on this one? Right? I'm just trying to grab, I just care about the number in front of x on both of those equations after y's alone. Right? So I got y alone in both equations. And I just grab the number next to x, grab the number next to x, and they're the same, aren't they? They're both negative 3. So what does that mean about those two lines? Parallel. Option A. And I hope nobody did C or D on this one, right, Alex? They're not paying attention on this one. So, like you were saying on the other one. So, is that good? So that one's parallel because the two slopes came out the same. Now, let's do 12. Let me go to a fresh screen here. That's okay. I hope I didn't flash that off too quick. It'll be on the YouTube later. So number 12, let's do the same thing again, right? We got the two equations. Here we go again. So 3x minus 2y is 11. Y is saying I won't be alone. So subtract 3x from both sides. So what's that? Minus 2y minus 3x plus 11. Last step in getting y alone, divide through by minus 2. And y equals 3 halves x minus 11 halves. So that one's slope is 3 halves. Let's do the other one. So the other one, 2x plus 3y is 11. Y saying I want to be alone. First step to get y alone is subtract 2x. And so then we get 3y is minus 2x plus 11. Last step, divide by 3. And we get y equals minus 2/3 x plus, who cares? Minus 2/3 is all I care about, right? That's the slope on that one. I'm just looking for the slope, right? So I just got y alone on both of them. I grab both the fractions next to x. Those are the slopes. What do you think about those slopes?
They're perpendicular.
Yeah, because they're upside down from each other, right? 2 over 3, 3 over 2, and one's negative and one's positive.
So
They're
both-
completely the opposite. What's that?
Both of those it has to be upside down
And opposite, exactly. It has to be opposite in every way. Yeah, so if they were like both negative, I would say neither. Because that's not fully the opposite. It's almost, but not completely. Yeah, so good question. Kyle's question's right on the money. So everybody with him and got that information, right? They've got to be completely the opposite. It's got to be upside down, one positive, one negative. When they are, that is perpendicular. That's what perpendicular is. Upside down, one positive, one negative. It's got to be all the way completely opposite. So parallel Parallel, the one we just did, is exactly the same. Perpendicular is completely the opposite. And then if it's anywhere in between, just a little different, then that's neither, right? So this one's perpendicular. Good? All right. Number 13. All right, so we have y plus 2. Y plus 2 equals 0.
I guess to get it on.
So, Melody, what do we do first?
Why?
Right. So, yeah, don't let this one fool you. Right? Got to get that y alone. Can't grab the plus 2 right now, or we'll get the wrong answer. You've got to, y always is saying, throughout this entire test, basically, I want to be alone. So we got to give it its way. So y is negative 2. So where does that go on the graph? That's right there, isn't it? That's a line going through the y-axis at down 2. Good? On that. Test here. All right, number 14. So y equals 9x. And they just want me to graph it. Nothing, not even any shading on this one because there's no greater than less than, huh? So there's no shading. All right, so let's graph it. Where do we start?
Origin. Y's really alone.
Yeah. So what's out here really? What number can you add and it won't change anything? 0, remember? Not 1. If you remember if you add 1, that would change something, right? So the only time we fill in invisible ones is when there's something missing in the front of the x for times. Because times 1 doesn't change anything, or add 0 doesn't change anything. So if the back number is missing, it's a plus 0. If the number next to the x is missing, that's a 1, right? Because those don't change anything.
No, I added a 1.
Yeah, do you see the difference on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so I want to make sure, like just think about a number like 7. If I took a number like 7 and I added 1, would I change it? Yeah, it'd be 8. Whereas if I multiplied by 1, I wouldn't change it, huh? Or if you took a number like 7 and you added 0, that won't change it, right? So you can add 0 or you can multiply by 1, and those won't change it, but you can't add 1, right? Yeah, so good. So whenever the added number is missing in the back, that is a 0. And if the number in the front is missing, that's a 1. All right, anyway, got that. Start at 0, which means the origin, right smack in the middle of the origin. And then where do we go from there? That's our first dot, right? Start at 0. Where do we go from there to get our second dot? Yeah, 9 over 1, huh? Right, so it's rise 9, run 1, right? Remember when the fraction in front of x, you put it over 1. And so up 9 over 1. So that's going to be way up here, up 9 over 1. See where I'm at? Up at 9 over 1. So there it is. Let's play connect the dots. Like that? Everybody good with that? So up 9 over 1 and 0, 0. Okay, which one of those lines is it? It is B. Good? You guys are going to get a perfect score on this thing tomorrow, some of you, huh? See these. It's going to be a little tedious. All right, so, yeah, it's kind of a little weird. They say find 3 solutions for the equations. Like I said, there wasn't anything exactly like this. What are we supposed to do? Well, yeah, just plug them in. It's exactly it. It's just a plug and check thing. That's exactly what it is. So just take the first one, like 12, 0, you know? You're just going to have to plug and check. Yeah, it's tedious. As soon as one of them fails, throw it away, go to the next one, you know? So put in the 12 for x, the 0 for y, and see if it's true. Is that true? Is 12 minus 4 times 0 really equal to 12? Well, 12 minus 0, is that equal to 12? Well, yes. Okay, so that one worked. Do the next one. So this is tedious. 48, 9. Now we got to start again. Same equation. This time put in a 48 and a 9. You got to use your calculator. Those are big numbers. So 48 minus 4 times 9 is 12. 48 minus what? 36 is 12. 12 equals 12. Yes, that worked as well. It's kind of unfortunate. We're hoping something won't work, and then we can just skip that and go to the next option. I don't know, maybe, I don't know what you're hoping, but let's do the third one. So,
Well, the first two are right, so you got an automatic base and the third one would be right, because there's no other ones like the first two are.
oh, really? Are all the other ones? Well, could be none of the above. So, let's try, let's try the third one. X, yeah, 52.
Take it out of there, it doesn't need to be there.
52 and 10. So 52 minus 4 times 10 is 12. 52 minus 40. Yep, 12 is 12. So all three of them worked for A. It's A. All three of them worked for A. It's A.
I found an even more harder way to do it, and I screwed up because
Making tables and everything.
no, I actually
Graphed it?
I found the slope for it, and
Yeah.
then I was subtracting the slope from the coordinates.
Wow, that's, yeah, that would work in theory, huh? It's easy to mess up. Yeah, no, that would work. That should work, but from what coordinates?
Well, I started with I found the slope and then graphed it, and then I followed the coordinates, and I just got two coordinates on mine, so I subtracted.
Right.
And then I just followed the pattern of the coordinates. So I started with 12, 0, plus 4 on the x and plus 1 on the y.
Right.
Just kept going, so 18, 1, 22, 2, 26.
Oh, and see if it matches up these.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would work if you don't mess anything up. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, now it happened to be A right away. What if we checked, like, let me show you one that doesn't work. I think that'll be instructive. Let me do B and show you that B is not right, for example. So if we were doing B and we thought, well, maybe 0, 12, maybe these things are all working. No. Let me show you B doesn't work. X minus 4y is 12. Put in 0. Remember the first one's X, second one's Y. 0 for X, 12 for Y. That'd be 0 minus 4 times 12 is 12. That's 0 minus 48 is 12. That's minus 48 is 12. No. B's out. See how quickly we know B doesn't work? And the same thing would happen for C and for D. They don't work. All three work for A, so it is A. A little bit of time on that.
I just assumed which ones made more sense and then I checked it.
Could do that.
I tried to cross out which ones I didn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
For the second one, I didn't think the negatives made sense, so I crossed them out.
Okay.
And when I checked them, I was actually right when I guessed
Mhm.
first.
Okay. Yeah, it was an educated guess. It was a smart guess. Yeah.
Guessed immediately.
Want to try the, let's go to a new page and try 16 there. It's another one of the same thing, huh? So just making sure you can plug into equations. So try 16 now. Have you already done 16? Plug those coordinates in on 16. So 4x plus y is, what, 14? So try the 0 minus 14 first off. See if it works. It worked for this one too, Elizabeth? This one was more trouble, huh?
No, I guessed that one, and then I checked it.
This one too. It worked. Your method worked for this one too. That's good. That's good. That's working for you. So 0 minus 14. 4 times 0 minus 14 is 14. That's just not going to work. Can you see that coming? No way. It's going to be 0 minus 14 does not equal positive 14. A is out. You don't need to check the rest of A. Does everybody understand that? Because it's all three are good or out with that option. So as soon as you find one that's bad, skip it, go to the next option. So I'll go to B now. Let's try B. What is option B? Saves 4x plus y is 14. Put in 0, 14. Put in 0, 14. That one's going to work, huh? At least the first one does. The next one's not going to. Yeah. 0 plus 14 is 14. That's true. Let's try the 114, though. That's not going to work. Because when you go into 4x plus y is 14, you put in 1 for x and 14 for y. 4 times 1 plus 14 is 14. 4 plus 14 is 14. No. B is out. This is where this gets tedious, huh? We're like plugging in everything in the world. One of them even worked for a minute on B.
So then since all of them are 0 and 14 on the first one, we can skip that and go to the second.
Good. We know 014 works. Exactly. We've already tested 014 right here, and it works. So when we go on to C, now we're doing C. Now we're on to C. You with me? You getting lost? 014, we're on C now. We know 014 works. Check the next one, right on. Check the 118. So take the equation, 4x plus y is 14. Plug in 1 and 18. So that's 4 times 1 plus 18 is 14. 4 plus 18 is 14. No, it's not. C is out. All right, let's try D. Only got one more to go. So now for D, we're going to say for D, 014 is good. We already know that. Let's try the 110. So I'm running out of room here. So I'm going to come up here maybe.
Yeah, that one works.
Does that one work? This is our winner, huh? It's either this or none of the above. Have we even had none of the above yet?
Later.
Later, coming soon, huh? All right, 04. We don't need to do 014. Just do the 110. 110. 4 times 1 plus 10. 14. 14 equals 14. So okay, we gotta check the 2, 6, or it's no good. Gotta check them all. It's all or nothing. 2, 6. So 4x plus y is 14. Plug in 2 and 6. 4 times 2 plus 6 is 14. 8 plus 6 is 14. Yes. For D, they all work. That was a long problem.
That one made more sense than I tried that first.
You went there first. Yeah. Yeah, so if you can kind of glance at them for a minute and see which ones sort of make sense and kind of go to that one first, that would save you some time. Elizabeth's method is a good one. Try to be, generally wise about where you go first, if you can, if that makes sense for you. So D is the answer. Is that good? Can you get those two on tomorrow's test?
I will now.
Calculator in hand, right? Calculator. All right, so I want to draw that graph. So how do I do that? How do I take a point and then a slope, and just from that information get a picture of a line?
1d10. Those first numbers are going to be your starting point.
Yes. So this is a starting point, exactly. Can you find that one? Remember, two numbers make one dot on the graph, don't they? Two numbers make one dot. The first number is the over, it's the x. The second is the y, it's the up or down. Positive up, negative down. So that means from the origin, from the very middle, go over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. We good with that? Everybody see what happened? So from the origin, go over 6, down 6, boom. So that's just our first dot, though. That's only our first dot. Right? So we just went over 6, down 6. Right there, if I can. Whoops, I lost the dot now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. Okay, so there it is. There's that dot. Over 6, down 6. Here, let me move it out of the way. Over 6, down 6. Okay. Now, from that dot, how do we need two dots, right? We need two dots to graph a line. How do we get a second dot? Yeah, now's where we do the slope. Remember how the slope thing works, right? Put this over 1, it's rise over run. The m is the slope. Rise over run. So now from this is a little different. Now we're used to having a dot on the axis line, aren't we? We're used to starting from a dot on the middle and then going up and over. But we could do it from any point, really. We're doing it from this point, over 6, down 6. So we're going to go what? Down 2, over 1. Down 2, over 1. There it is. So there's our 2 points. Connect the dots. I think it goes something like that. Well, they look close, don't they?
You have to
Oh my
actually check it on the
goodness.
answers. I got that one wrong.
They
because
all look the
it's-
same.
Yeah, I know. So you actually have to try it on the answers to see if it matches.
Are you doing that when I was on the test tomorrow?
Yeah.
So once you find it up here, you got to do it down here on all.
Yeah.
the
Okay. We better do that. Yeah, this is tedious. Okay, so let's look real close. So Jose.
that one threw me off because I thought -2 was my starting point.
Oh,
And then the slope was 6 over minus 6.
gotcha. Right, yeah, so the parentheses with the two numbers, that's a point, right? And the M is always slope. And slope is like a road sign, a direction. M stands for mountain, some kind of French word meaning mountains.
I was gonna ask you, M always represents slope.
It does. M is always slope. Yeah. I had a French student one time, because I never knew it. He said, "Oh yes, there's a word in our language that means steepness, and it's like a."
Monte, which means decline.
Okay, that must be it. You speak some French, huh? Or from Canada, or
Yeah,
okay. So there it is. Verified
Is it P
in
represents
person.
something too?
What's that?
P represents something too.
D is a point.
P is the point, right?
P is often the point. Yeah. That's right. All right. So how do we track this down? Like Elizabeth was saying, we're going to have to actually. I'm going to trick her. We're going to have to find the 6, -6. So let's actually count and see where 6, -6 is. So I'll do it on each. This is another, like, got to be real careful kind of thing. Let's do it on each of the graphs. Here we go. Over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. There's 6. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's the dot over 6, down 6 right there. And then from there, you're supposed to be able to do what? Go down to.
2 over 1.
Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? Looks like, right, this is down 2 over 1. Looks perfect. Let's try it on B. See, so A looks good to me. I'm thinking A. Let's go look at B. Over 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No way. It should have a dot right there. Not even on the line. So B's out. See how we know B's out? I'm not even messing with the slope. I just tried to find the point over 6, down 6. Over 6, down 6. And the line is supposed to go through that point. That dot is supposed to be on the line. It's supposed to be part of the graph. That line completely misses that point, so it's not B. Let's try C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's going to be off my screen. I'm going to have to roll the screen. Let me do that. So,
Pay attention to the swing.
okay, so let's try C. So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it looks like it misses. It goes under it. It's close, but it misses. You got to count real careful there. It misses. Here's the point right here. That's 6, -6. The line barely misses. It's right here. So it's not C. Let's try D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's down here. It missed it again.
They were so close.
They were close, but they missed it. B, C, and D all missed it. Really, all you had to do was the 6, -6. Didn't even need to mess with the slope. The other 3 all missed the over 6, down 6 point. Yeah, I didn't realize we had to be. It's good for my teaching to realize. I didn't realize this test made you be that precise and careful. Yeah, it does. Huh? It makes you get these off the publisher's web page thing. So yeah, that's kind of tricky little question they're asking there about. Got to check them each. Does that make sense? Be able to do that on tomorrow's test? Just hunt them down individually. All right, let's keep going. We're getting. Hey, let's try that. Okay. 18. Use the given equation to find the missing member of each of the given ordered pairs. Assume the ordered pairs are in the form xy. Okay. So they're giving me an equation here. Y equals -x minus 5. And then they're giving me like partial points, you know? Remember, it's always x first, then y. X first, then y. X first, then y. So in all 3 cases, they're giving me y, aren't they? And so I go, okay. So I can take that equation, that whatever it is, x, no, y starts with y, huh? That's not. Y equals -x minus 5. And they're giving me the y value, let's do the first one, of -8. To get what they're doing, this is tricky. I didn't realize they had all these little wrinkles, these little curveballs. So you got to take that y -8 and pop it in for y. So you got to take that and boom, right in there, -8. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Plug in that -8 for y and solve for x. Yeah. Because that's what they want. So how do you get x alone? Plus the 5. That's negative x is negative 3. Careful, x is not yet alone. He's almost alone. What do we need to do now? Divide by negative 1 on both sides. Remember, whenever you have a negative on an x or a y or whatever, get rid of it by dividing both sides by negative 1. So x is, what's that going to be, plus 3? Positive 3? Right? The two negatives make positive. Positive 3.
So that's coordinate 3, 8, right?
So yeah, that was all a lot of work just to find the first x value. Yeah, so the first x should be 3. So option B is out because they have a negative 3. So I'll say no. And so that's it. I've been able to eliminate B. That's the rest have a 3 coming first. Do you notice that? A, C, and D all have a 3. You see what those 3 answers are? Those are the 3 X answers that go with each of the Y's. It's confusing format. Do you see what they're saying? They're saying each of these Y's, these 3 Y values, negative 8, 0, and negative 5, when you plug them in, will lead to 3 X values. What are those 3 X values? Well, the first one is 3. We just did it. Right? We plugged in the negative 8, solved for X, it was 3. Okay, yeah, but a lot of them, A, C, and D, all have that. I need more than just that. I got to do the next one. So next Y value is 0, Y 0. So take the same exact equation, minus X minus 5, and this time put in the Y is 0. Good to there? Solve for X. Here's the wall, X won't be alone. Add the 5. So 5 is negative X, good.
Minus 5.
Divide by the minus 1. Yeah, it's going to end up being minus 5, isn't it? Just changes the sign, huh? Negative 5. So the next X value is negative 5. That's D. Right? It's not this one. No to A, because they're having the next one is, and the order matters. The next one they're saying is negative 8. No, that's not right. And C, next one's 1, no. So it's either D or none. I got to check the last one because it could be none of the above, right? We've always got that none of the above option there. So last one, I got to check the Y negative 5 now. So take the same exact equation, Y equals negative X minus 5, and put in Y negative 5. Get to there? Add X won't be alone, add 5, that's 0. Negative X, divide by negative 1, but that doesn't, 0 over anything is still just 0. Right, dividing by negative 1 there, 2 negatives make positive X, 0 over anything is 0, even over a negative. So X is 0. Is that X 0?
No.
Ah. So it's none of the above.
All of that appears to be none.
Yeah, yeah.
A whole lot of that.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing, it's true. Yeah, and then you'd be nervous kind of like, did I mess up? Because D was almost right. D was sort of tracking almost right, except for the last step. Yeah, that's tedious. Everybody see how to do that?
Yeah, you know where I was getting confused by that was I was plugging in the answers and
Right.
trying to figure it out that way.
Yeah, you can do that way.
I had done like, okay, so I see negative X, right?
Right.
So I think, oh, okay, so I plug in negative 3 into negative X, which would make it positive,
Correct. You're right.
and I was just getting confused with that.
Yeah, it's a lot of signs to track with. Yeah. Does everybody see what I did there? So I took each of those Y values and plugged them into the equation, solved for X, and we're supposed to get 3 X's. So the 3 X's I got, well, I did it in the wrong order, didn't I? It's 3, negative 5, 0. And so none of those were right. So it was none of the above. All right, let's do 19. So 19. So basically they're saying it's kind of nice. There's only 2 answers. You can flip a coin. Yes or no. Yes or no. A or B. Don't answer C, D, or E. It's A or B. So how do you know whether they're saying, is this a solution to that? Plug it in. Yeah, it's another plug-in. This is X. This is Y. Put this in for X. Put this in for Y and see what happens. So 3X minus 4Y is minus 12. So that's 3 times, what's the X? Minus 4/3. Be careful on the plug-in. Minus 4/3 minus 4 times y. What is y? 2. Equals this. See if it's true or false. Yes or no, true or false, huh? So let's see. Okay, now how do you do that? How do you do a whole number interacting with a fraction, multiplying a fraction like that? You can do your calculator. That's a good plan. If I was to do it by hand, over 1. Yeah, you remember that a whole number is really over 1 if you need to make it look like a fraction, which makes it easier when it's interacting with a fraction. And then what?
Reduce.
Cross cancel, reduce. So that's just going to be -4 minus 8, right? These guys just become -4. These 4 times 2 is 8 there. Right? -4 over 1, but you don't need to show the over 1 anymore. It's just -4. And that's -12 is -12, yes. That one's in, yes, true. It makes it true, doesn't it? Yeah, and or you can use your calculator. That could be all button pushing if you want. Good there. One more. Jose, question?
No.
Good?
Yes.
All is well. All right, number 20. So, -5 minus 4, and 9 minus 1. So slope, what's the slope formula?
Okay, y2 minus y1.
Yeah.
I was getting ahead of myself.
Over x2 minus x1, right? Because it's rise over run. It's y stuff over x stuff, because y stuff is up, down, is rise. Huh? That's why the y's are on the top. All right, so this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2, right? Just means first points, x and y values. Second points, x and y value. All right, let's plug those in and see. So we're going to have built-in subtraction symbols that are part of the formula, and then there's whatever we plug in. So y2 minus y1, y2, -1 minus y1, -4, over x2 minus x1. Good to there? Yeah. So minus is head-to-head? Turn into plus, yeah. So +4 and +5. What's that, 3/14? So 3. Because 4 minus 1 is 3. 3/14. That's A, huh? There's a lot of A answers, weren't there?
No, there's a lot of B answers.
Were there a lot of B?
It freaked me out. I was like, why is there so many B's? I was like,
Yeah, yeah. Don't interact mentally, because it's the computer. It's not me. It's just random. So 3/14. So don't be looking for a trick. He's trying to. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just hitting the button, and it ran. I have a random button, and I hit it.
Those for Mary had a little lamb on that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a special code. No, it's random. Jose.
Please make sure you upload this on YouTube.
Oh yes. Yeah. Nothing else has failed, right? Just those 2 times, right? They're coming up. I hope. Yes. Let me.